Welcome in everybody. Today's YouTube video is going to be on, if you can tell by the title, pretty much all these stocks I'm looking into getting into during a dip or a market correction. As you guys know, I've been yapping about a market correction for a while now. Might just be a fairy tale, but just in case it's not, these are the big companies I'm looking at. As you can see right now, market's very green. As of when I'm recording this video, last Friday, my port did hit all-time highs, and then obviously Trump crashed the market. We recovered pretty nicely though. Everything on my port is pretty much green except for GPUS, so I'm not worried about that. But as you can see right here, I made a list on pretty much, it's 10 companies that I'm looking at and getting into during a correction. So obviously some of these are probably subject to change, but also they are based off of what I already own. So if you can tell, like, I do already own 100 shares of SoFi. I'll just start off with SoFi. You guys know I love SoFi. SoFi is a staple, in my opinion, for something to buy, like, right now. If you're a long-term investor, I think SoFi is going to be absolutely huge. They did have a dip down to 25, which I think is pretty good. I think SoFi can definitely get down to, so let's say if we actually have another tariff crash, and I'm going to use these numbers like throughout the whole video. So let's say we get a tariff crash of, let's say the market dips 10%. The S&P 500 dips 10% on another tariff crash, something, it can be anything. Let's just say the S&P 500 dips 10%. So let's look at SoFi's year to date and we'll see what happened during April, during the crash. Pretty much, I mean, so they were at what, 17%? 20, okay, we'll go from right here. This is kind of where the tariff started. So right here at 9%, down 9%, and then, all right, it's like a 20 something percent. We'll say 20%. So I'm gonna guess right here, we're gonna get, I don't know, SoFi can definitely get down to 23. If we have a true 10% dip in the market, I think SoFi can get down to 23. As you can see right here, my SoFi position, I bought way too early and I bought too much, too quickly during a, I'll show you exactly where I bought too. So I really started buying like heavy right here at 29, and then I overbought at 20, like 28.50, and when I had 100 shares, I was like, I don't want to buy anymore. But if I waited just like a few more days, I would have been able to get in at 26. Which would have been nice. But again, I'm holding SoFi for a very long time anyways, so it doesn't matter to me. Genuinely does not matter to me at all. But I will definitely buy 50 more shares of SoFi, at least 50 minimum at 23, for sure. That'll bring my average down a lot. I love SoFi. Yeah, so that's going to be number one, SoFi. I love SoFi. Y'all know I love SoFi. I think it's the twin brother to, the little brother to Robinhood. Hood markets. And speaking of Hood, it is on the list right now. These two stocks are going to be my two big financial stocks. They're both, like, I think right now they're the hottest fintech companies. I'm not going to lie to you. Robinhood Markets obviously has had a crazy run up in the last year, year to date. SoFi's year to date is pretty similar too, I believe, but yeah, Robinhood's already so much bigger. And as you can see here, it's at 141 right now, and I have one share at 122. I honestly, like, I want to have 20 shares of Robinhood. By the end of the dip, I'm willing to put in, so let's say, I think Hood can get down to 110. Realistically, if we have a true dip, like in the market, I think if the S&P 500 gets down 10%, I think Hood can definitely have a significant pullback to 110. And I mean, if you think about it, bro, 110 is only like, we were at 110 a month ago. Like literally 1 month ago, we were at 110. So I think it's easily doable. 110, 115 for sure. I'll be buying 115. I'll hope to get 19 shares. I like Robinhood a lot. Very similar to SoFi in the fact they're both brokerages. They both have great financials. I think I have the financials right here pulled up. Year over year, everything is up, just crazy. I mean, net revenues up 50% year over year, net income up 114% year over year, EPS 106% year over year. Their platform assets is up 70%. I mean, you know, they have assets under custody, you know, whatever. whether it be crypto, whatever. Oh, I did not mean to do that. But yeah, guys, like compared to last year, 2024, their numbers are significantly still growing. They're up. I love Robinhood. What they're doing with the prediction markets is absolutely genius, guys. I have not yet fallen victim to prediction markets, but let's just say Robinhood has pretty much united retail traders with gamblers all in one platform, and it's just the craziest thing ever. I mean, you got the options traders, you got the IPO traders, you got the penny stock demons, you got the prediction market sports bettors, you got the, Roth IRA, just long-term investing holders, like literally everyone in one platform. They brought everyone in, and they're also expanding prediction markets. The CEO, Vladimir, wants to expand prediction markets worldwide, not just the US. So Hood's not going anywhere. And then here we got, so I don't know if you guys have been following me, but I actually did say at one point, I've been saying I'm not a big fan of BBAI. I'm not going to lie to you. And I really didn't know much about them. I still don't I don't know a crazy amount about them. But I added Palantir and BBAI because this is a kind of a sector I really want to get into. Because obviously, as you guys know, Palantir needs no introduction. I mean, they've had a crazy run in the last year. One would say they're still pretty overvalued at a 583 PE ratio. Yeah, they're up 300% on the year. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Palantir is not something that's gonna go away anytime soon. Their intelligence is on a different level. They're listening to me as I'm speaking right now. In fact, there's probably a drone somewhere in my room right now. Yeah, Palantir's not going anywhere. They have huge government contracts, huge defense contracts. This is something that's really not going anywhere. I would like to see it get down to 140, 145 before I get in. I mean, that'd be pretty hefty. We'll see. Maybe 150. I like Palantir a lot. Obviously, it's not the most moral investment you can make. I believe they are an evil company, but with their situation, man, like, they can quite literally predict something, like the most random thing. They can predict it happening a month before it happening. Like, it's just ridiculous. Their algorithm, their intelligence algorithm is out of this world. I don't think any corporation or any human being on the earth should have that, have access to that level of knowledge and intelligence. It's pretty creepy, but yeah, guys, Palantir's not going anywhere. Huge government contracts, huge defense contracts. Safe to say they're not going anywhere. And it goes hand in hand with BBAI. Some of my friends have been really talking about BBAI recently, and in fact, BBAI is up 25% today, I believe. Yeah, they're up pretty much 25%. And one thing that really is driving me towards BBAI is Nancy Pelosi actually bought the stock. And she bought it at like 52-week highs. Oh, no, that's not right. She bought it at like $6, I believe. But still, I mean, if we look at the 3 months, she bought it like, I'm pretty sure it was announced she bought it right here. And I mean, it's been lower. It has been lower. It had a huge run up earlier in the year. But I'm not going to sit here and say BBI is the next Palantir. I'm not going to say that. I don't believe it. But I do think BBI can definitely hit $20, $25. I do like what they do. I really do. I know they're in the airport industry for intelligence. I mean, what do we got here? Data-driven decision dominance, yes. Advanced analytics, yes. Competitive advantage in a world driven by data. Yeah. The firm operationalizes AI and machine learning at scale. Okay. Yeah. So they're in defense and aerospace. I know they're currently working with airports. Let me look it up right now. I'm just gonna look up what contracts BBI has right now. And yes, I use ChatGPT for some market research. Sue me. Don't use ChatGPT for like trading and stuff, but company like market research, ChatGPT is perfectly fine. Also, I do use Yahoo Finance. I like Yahoo Finance a lot. I think Yahoo Finance is great. Department of Defense, Navy supplier. Yeah, Federal Aviation, I know they're in the airports. Wow, yeah, this is actually a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. They have a deal with the U.S. Army, 165 million over 5 years. Department of Defense, 3.2 million. But these aren't big contracts. These really are not that. Their biggest contract is this aviation contract, I believe, which is 2.4 billion. That's pretty hefty. Yeah. So BBI is something I'm looking into getting into. I think this thing, I don't know how it's gonna act off the like, if you really look, bro, they didn't move all that crazy from the tariff crash. So this is something that is probably, I'm not gonna say it's like completely resistant to like a tariff crash or something of the sorts. I mean, if we look at Palantir, I think Palantir didn't do much on the April tariff crash anyways. Okay, yeah, no, they did dip a little bit, but nothing significant. I mean, yeah, Palantir and BBI, the whole, intelligence, data analytics, that whole sector of AI, I really want to get into it. I don't think it's going anywhere. I like both of these. Similar situation going on with SoFi and Palantir. We got the big bro and the little bro. Big bro being Palantir, BBI being little bro. And then, so this one is a standalone. I'm going to talk about quantum computing for a little bit. And I know right now, if you're buying a quantum computing stock right now, I just can't. Like, 200% on the month, man. But I will say, with Rigetti, I'm already in QBTS, guys. QBTS and Rigetti are my favorite quantum computing stocks. Let's take a look at my QBTS position. I will probably buy more QBTS as well. I just didn't want to add it on here because Rigetti is the one I want to focus on. I'll talk about why in a second. So yeah, here's my QBTS position. I did not buy enough at all. I bought 10 shares at 16. This is absolutely nothing. I'm almost up 150% already. This is ridiculous. This should have been at least a... This was not a high enough conviction play. This should have been, I should have put at least $500 into it. I should have bought at least 50 shares, honestly. So should have put like $700, $800 into it. It is what it is, live and learn. But for Rigetti Computing, let's talk about Rigetti. So if I'm not mistaken, Rigetti actually has a deal with NVIDIA. And also, I'll just talk about quantum computing in like a broad scale for a second as well. Quantum computing is still in its very, very early stages. Very, very early stages. Even though, with this type of run up year to date, you would think, oh, Rigetti Computing, 6,000%, 6,800% in a year. You would think Rigetti Computing has cracked the code for quantum, but then no, they haven't. They're still probably pretty far off from that. But let's see. I'm very sure that Rigetti has a deal with NVIDIA, and we're gonna see. So, known collaborations projects, yes. Climate modeling, AI-powered collaboration for a quantum computer, yeah. Oh wow, they had one in 2022. That's interesting. Yeah, so NVIDIA is actively working with Rigetti, and that's a huge partnership to have. Obviously, we all know NVIDIA. NVIDIA is literally the backbone of the tech sector. Anything that gets a deal with NVIDIA blows up. Yeah. So right now, as you can see, quantum computing is not profitable, and they're still pretty far off. Right now, quantum computing stocks are just burning cash. And here, let's take a look right now. Let's look at Rigetti's. God, I can't type for anything, bro. Rigetti Computing Financials. Alright, I spelled it wrong anyways, but who cares? I can't believe they're up so much, man. It just blows. I don't know what kind of... The whole quantum computing sector is just under a huge bubble right now. Oh my god. They ended Q1 in the profit? Well, never mind. Hold on, let me turn my notifications off. Oh, no, operating loss. Yeah. They're burning cash. Most of them are burning cash. I was going to say there's no way they're profitable yet. That's crazy though. And they're really like revenue. There's not much coming in, guys. 1.4 million revenue. That's not much coming in. Yeah. Operating expenses. Their operating expenses like absolutely destroys their revenue. Operating loss. Yeah. So there we go. 21 million in operating losses. Percentage wise, I don't even want to know what that is. That's pretty high. That's a pretty high percentage. But the reason why most of these, and actually Rigetti today, I'm pretty sure JP Morgan put in, I believe JP Morgan bought up a bunch of Rigetti shares, if I'm not mistaken. But right now, I would not touch quantum computing stocks. I'm waiting. This isn't even just a tariff crash thing. Like, this is just a whenever Rigetti computing, whenever quantum computing stocks dip, you need to get into them because quantum computing will be a $1 trillion sector in the future. Like, maybe not even like that far off either. Maybe 3 years. 3 years, who knows where Rigetti can be. 3 years, whichever quantum computing stock cracks the code first, QBTS, IonQ, Rigetti, or QUBT, whichever one cracks the code first, that thing could literally be it could be a $1 trillion market cap company. I'm not even joking. Yeah, but not gonna get ahead of myself. These quantum computing is still years too early right now. They're years off from even beating classical computing right now. Classical computing still trumps quantum computing right now. So we're still pretty far off, but in general, I like Rigetti a lot. Y'all know I like QBTS, I'm already in it. Rigetti is something I'd look to enter into. It's just like, are we serious, bro? 191% in a month. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. I like quantum computing right now. Don't touch it. Wait for a nice dip. I guarantee they're going to come crashing down at some point. Not crashing down, but I think we can see Rigetti get down to 35. Like, $35 is when I'll start buying. I'm not going to lie to you. This is absurd. 50, 54, 56. That's absurd. All right. Next one. And yeah, also, probably already mentioned it, Rigetti is not something that will, like a tariff crash, like just a general crash in the market, dip, whatever correction you want to call it, that's not going to be enough. And that probably won't even be what brings the quantum stocks down. They will come down naturally. Guarantee they'll come down naturally. Okay, next up, APLD. I did have 100 shares of APLD. I actually trimmed it. I played the earnings and I trimmed it. I trimmed it pretty nicely. Yeah, I'll buy back in. I did say the reason why I trimmed is because I did not think APLD would hold 38.50, and obviously Friday was last Thursday night was their earnings, and they did actually hit. I don't know why it doesn't. They did actually hit 38.50 on Friday in the morning. That's why my portfolio was at all-time highs Friday morning, and they were at 38.50 around that. And I said it definitely can't hold 38.50. But what I was gonna do originally, before Trump crashed the market, is I was going to hold my shares and sell covered calls on them. But instead, Trump crashed the market, and then today I was like, okay, I know APLD is gonna come back today. The whole market mooned today, so I said, okay, I'm just gonna trim. I sold some shares at 37 and some at 38, I believe. We'll see. Show more. Alright, we'll see. So yeah, bought those. Alright, so market sell. 20 shares at 38.27. Sold some in the pre-market today at 36. Sold some more at 37.50. Sold some more at 38.50. I mean, that's a pretty just basic trim. I'm going to get back in. I think APLD, I'm not going to lie to you, as much as I like APLD long term, this thing can definitely get down to $30 again. I'm not saying, okay, it is overvalued right now. It's overvalued right now. They got a bunch of hype over the earnings. We see stuff like this happen all the time. Like, for example, I'll show you guys Oracle earnings. And by the way, if you guys didn't play the APLD earnings, APLD had some crazy news overnight during their earnings, which pushed them even higher. Similar thing that happened to Oracle. As you can see, this is their earnings right here. Yeah, literally shot up 40% almost, like, yeah, 40%. And then they came back down to reality. They got back up again, came back down again. So I'm gonna be realistic here. I think same thing happened with Broadcom too. I'm not even gonna show it because it's just a waste of time, but yeah, APLD is something I really like long term, so I want to get back into it. But I just wanted to secure some profits. I just didn't feel like holding. I just felt like actually making some money off that earnings gamble. So yeah, I'm gonna get back in. I think APLD can. Honestly, by the end of next week, we'll see. But I think APLD can hit $30 at some point, and that's when I'll start buying again. This is a long term. This is a great long term position to be in. I'll explain why. So they're in data centers. Obviously, how rapidly AI is growing, we need data centers for AI, especially for computing too. Not even just AI, computing as well. Like quantum sector will probably need data centers. Well, definitely not as much as AI, but so they have a deal with CoreWeave that got completely booked out. CoreWeave leased out, I believe it was 400 megawatts of data centers from APLD. It's in North Dakota, I believe, and also let's try and see if I can find the article in here. I might have to go to Yahoo Finance though, but yeah, they got a bunch of price target raises off the earnings. This is around when the earnings. Yeah, so APLD's stock rockets 30% after. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't show it, but I'm gonna look on. Should be here, no? Okay. But they are apparently in the talks of another big deal, similar to the CoreWeave deal. Another company though. It's gonna be an even bigger deal. We're gonna see. So yeah. It's probably longer than 3 days ago. That's kind of annoying. Or is it? Alright, I guess I can't find it. But yeah, APLD is a very good long-term hold. Data centers, they're not going anywhere. I think they also do Bitcoin mining as well. It's kind of interesting. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken, I read something about that. Yeah. Data centers holding infrastructure for crypto miners rather than owning mining. Okay, so, all right, they host. Okay, that makes more sense. They're not actually a Bitcoin miner, but they are in the sector. So yeah, guys, I like APLD a lot. This is a rapidly growing company. Let's check out their earnings. Their earnings was very good. I'm probably yapping a little too much about APLD, but I'll just show you guys the earnings real quick. It was like, I mean, their year-over-year earnings were great. Quarter one fiscal, yeah. 84 reported revenues up 84% year-over-year. It's great. The company also announced a lease deal. Yep, they got fully booked out. The Polaris Forge campus. Yes, so the second deal that was in the talks was the Polaris Forge 2 campus, and it's going to be even bigger than CoreWeave's Polaris Forge, because it's the 2, and yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be within maybe even multiple companies. We'll see. Yeah, I like APLD a lot. Something I'm going to buy more of. Maybe not even during the tariff crash. Maybe I think it'll probably dip after this earnings anyways. I think this week I think we might see APLD go below 34 probably. It might get down to 33. I want it to get down to 30 so I can really buy in. That would be really nice, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I like APLD a lot. And what else do we have? Alright, NVTS. I really just added this on here because I actually want to do research on this too. I know it's kind of bad I didn't do my research before this, but yeah. NVTS hit $13 today. Let's look at the week. They're up 52% on the week. I've had this on my watch list since $6, and they actually do have a deal with Nvidia. As I mentioned earlier, everything that has a deal with Nvidia always blows up. It's not, I mean, actually, yeah, it's right here, NVTS, let's look. Come on. Okay, yeah. Wow, bro, it's actually insane. Okay, Okay, yeah. So it supports 800 VDC power architecture for, yeah. So apparently their role, they're gonna have an even bigger role into NVIDIA's the partnership they have. Well, I wouldn't say it's a partnership. It's a deal. Jesus, man. Yeah, Navitas, I'm not even gonna get into the nerdy stuff, but Navitas, they make semiconductors, and the semiconductors they make, I think Robinhood explains it, ultra efficient gallium nitride. I guess there's some special type of semiconductor. Don't ask me about I don't know semiconductors, guys. I'm not crazy on that type of stuff. But yeah, this thing could blow. They're making semiconductors for NVIDIA. I mean, this thing could actually fly, and it already is flying. 250% year to date, it's flying. This thing, yeah. So again, this is something that will definitely be affected by a tariff crash. 100%. NVIDIA acts very negatively towards tariffs. I mean, we saw it here. Let's look at NVIDIA. So I'm guessing if we do have tariff crash, NVTS will take a pretty significant hit. Yeah, so NVIDIA took a pretty big hit during the tariffs. They got down to, I don't know if it actually shows it correctly, but pretty sure NVIDIA got down to $90 at some point. Yeah, no, they took a big hit. I think NVTS can get down to, I'd love to buy NVTS at $8. Hopefully it can come down to $8 at some point. I'd love to get in at $8. I'll get in at $9 as well. I'll start my position at $9. I really think NVTS might be one of those, I don't want to say Hail Mary, but it could be a winner for sure. So let's get back to, and I also like semiconductors, guys. Like AI is not going anywhere. Chip making, you need semiconductors. All right, let me go back to the list. So that's kind of all of them. And I'll kind of like, obviously I differentiated, there's small companies and there's big companies. APLD is a smaller company. Navitas is the smallest company on here. Actually, no, BBI is smaller, I guess. Yeah, they're both pretty small. And then Rigetti, Rigetti is actually a small company. Like, Rigetti Computing is a small company. As you guys saw, I mean, they literally had like $1 million in revenue. That's a small company. Yeah, so the next one on the list is Amazon. I'm not even going to talk about Amazon that much. I'm just going to say, with a tariff crash, Amazon is about one of the best things you could buy. I mean, we saw how hard Amazon got hit during the April tariff crash. I mean, look at this. Peak in February. That's significant. They're now down year to date. They're not even flat year to date. They're down year to date. But again, I think we're due for a strong Q4 from Amazon. If we do see, obviously there's a lot of tensions with China and the US right now, and if we do actually see some confirmed tariffs, and this is another little tariff correction crash, I'm buying a lot of Amazon. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. My average cost is $192. Amazon can definitely get right back down to $192. I'll buy more at $192. I mean, I like for it, if I can see Amazon hit $167 again, I'm buying I'm buying a lot. I like Amazon. I like Amazon long term. I mean, they're the biggest e-commerce company in the world. It's not. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a monopoly, but close enough, man. Yeah, they got hit hard with tariffs and H-1B visas this year, and they might get hit hard. They might get whatever. Yeah. All right. Now these two go hand in hand. The last two on the list. These two go hand in hand because they're very similar. They're not the same, but they're very similar. Nebius and CoreWeave. Now they're both. Nebius is a hyperscaler, and CoreWeave is more of like GPU. I asked ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're really similar, in my opinion. They're really similar, but they are different. So. GPU, so this is what CoreWeave focuses on, GPU AI native cloud infrastructure, especially for high compute ML workloads. Yeah, but Nebius is more for, I mean, they really just do the same. It's it's just saying the same thing, guys. It's really saying the same thing. They're both pretty much hyperscalers. They enhance AI's workload. Like, they're both very good to get into. Obviously, CoreWeave IPO'd recently. This year, I believe. It was in, oh, wow. Wow, they IPO'd like right during the tariff crash. It's actually crazy. I didn't realize that. Yeah, wow. CoreWeave got up to 183. I still think CoreWeave was on right here where CoreWeave was on sale. Oh my god, I should have been buying CoreWeave. Yeah, I like CoreWeave a lot, and I like Nebius a lot too. Quick stall. I'll go on Nebius real quick. Quick story on Nebius. We'll go to the year to date. I was looking at Nebius in May, and literally in May, Jeff Bezos, I saw an article about Jeff Bezos buying like $73 million worth of Nebius. And I'm gonna search it up right now. Watch. Prove you I'm not lying. Jeff Bezos, $73 million investment in Nebius. I'm not lying. I swear to God, it'll be right here. Yep, in May 2025, Jeff Bezos' investment firm Bezos Expeditions led a strategic investment of $72 million in Nebius Group. $72 million. I was $1 million off. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Yeah. I saw that and I was like, nah. That was the easiest, just like. I'm not going to sit here and say it's insider trading because I don't want no beef with Jeff Bezos, but let's be honest here. Yeah. You know, I think this right here is where they have a huge deal with Microsoft. I believe it's an $11 billion deal with Microsoft. Yeah, no, they've just been going absolutely insane. I really do wish I got into Nebius at $40. Also, I want to add in, I guess I'm just going to add in Oklo to this video too. I'll do it. I'll add in Oklo right after I finish talking about this stuff. But, yeah. It is insanely overvalued right now. Nebius is overvalued right now. That's why I'm waiting for a dip. I do like Nebius a lot though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love what they do. I love what both what CoreWeave and Nebius do because they're in AI. But it's not like they're chip makers, they're not semiconductors, they're not all of the things I already have in my portfolio. I already have all of this stuff in my portfolio. Like guys, if we look at my companies in my portfolio that are tech, Nvidia. As far as chip making semiconductors go, I really don't need. I do like Navitas Semiconductor though. I think that's a little bit of a different situation there, but in general, Nvidia, AI. Just straight the broad sector of AI, I have Nvidia for it. Tesla's a little different, but I mean they're still actively in tech. They do use AI as well. Palo Alto Networks is cybersecurity. I do love me some Palo Alto Networks though. Obviously APLD, data centers. I'm gonna get more of APLD as well. I trimmed, but I'm gonna get more. Archer is tech, with its aviation. I don't think they use AI. Yeah, no. So I really need something in AI that's not chip making and semiconductors. So that's Nvidia. I don't need anything. I don't like. How do I explain it, man? I want something that can actually complement my holdings, if that makes sense. And I think Nebius and CoreWeave will be the perfect complement to my huge NVIDIA position. I'm pretty sure NVIDIA already works with CoreWeave, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, using large clusters of NVIDIA's latest GPUs. Yeah, so NVIDIA and CoreWeave already work together. And then obviously Nebius has the Microsoft deal. So yeah, these are two. It's going to be hard to choose which one. I kind of want to choose one over the other because I don't want to just. Why would I ever put my eggs in two baskets when I can just put them all in one and that thing absolutely blows up? Yeah, I'm going to try and choose between them. It's going to be a hard choice, but yeah. And I'm going to talk about Oklo real quick because this stock actually pisses me off. It's going the 1 year. It's not funny. Again, in May, one of my coworkers told me to buy Oklo at $35. Oklo ran up. I didn't buy it at 35, but Oklo ran up right here to 50, and I was like, yo, it's probably too late to get an Oklo, right? And he was like, nah, just wait for a dip, bro. Trust me. I think this thing is going to be huge. Oh, got the dip right there. Got the dip right there. Got the dip right there. That's a solid dip. Should have bought at 47, and then, oh, nah, I don't want to get in anymore. It was already up, like, it was already up right there. It was already up, like, I don't know, however much that is. It was already up, like, over 100%. I was like, nah. Another dip. Nope, didn't buy it. Kept mooning, and then this right here is when I really should have been buying, because I should have just realized, bro, this thing's gonna keep running. Might as well just get in before some bullshit like this happens. And now Oklo's at 173. I do like Oklo long term, obviously, guys. I made a video on Oklo today. I made a TikTok video about Oklo today. If you didn't already see that, you can go watch that. But guys, Oklo's financials are terrible. Nuclear energy in general is still a few years out, similar to quantum computing right now. They're both so hyped up right now. The sectors are both respectively overvalued and overpriced, just overinflated in general. But Oklo already has so many government contracts that in a few years, when they're actively running, like, they don't have any active plants right now. They don't have any active sites. They're building right now, but in a few years, when Oklo is up and running, they are going to be an absolutely huge nuclear energy company. And it pisses me off that I didn't buy it at $35. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, let me know if you guys still enjoy these type of videos. Let me know what else you guys want to see. And I appreciate you guys. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you guys.